Today let's learn more about pronouns. Look at these sentences. There is information about Ramesh and his car. What if I am Ramesh? How do I change these sentences? Is it enough to put the word I instead of Ramesh in all the sentences? The answer is no. Why is that? What is the difference between Ramesh and I? Ramesh is a proper noun. It is somebody's name. Whether he is selling or buying, he is still Ramesh. He is not going to become Suresh just because he is selling instead of buying. But then I is what? It is a pronoun, and the form of a pronoun changes according to its function in a sentence. What do we mean by that? Let us see. This is how your sentences change. But remember, all of them is Ramesh. But in each sentence, when it changes to I, the function that I do is different. What is happening in the first sentence? I bought a car. So your bought is the verb. That is the work done. And I am the one who is doing that work. I am the subject. So I will use the word I bought a car. But look at the second sentence. Who is the subject now? What is the verb? The verb is gave. Who is giving? Anita is the one who is giving. So she has now become the subject. And who is she giving to? Who is receiving the action? It is me. Now I am the object. In the first sentence I was the subject. In the second sentence I have become the object. So it becomes me. I saw Ravi. Ravi saw me. So when the word I comes in the object, we use the word me. And here what do you see? My car is blue. It works as an adjective. Now what is an adjective? What is a noun first? Let us first see what a noun is. So what is your noun? It is any place, person, animal, thing. I have just written down some categories here. But anything that you can see, touch, taste, smell, feel, all of them falls under the noun category. And what is adjective? Anything that gives you more information about a noun. For example, take a dog. What sort of words will give you an information or an insight as to what kind of a dog it is? A big dog, a black dog, or my dog. The word my shows that I possess this dog. This dog is my possession. So the words which show who the noun belongs to is known as a possessive adjective. Now take something else, for example. What about a house? A big house, a two-storied house, a clean house, or their house. The word there shows who possesses that house. Who does that house belong to? That is called a possessive adjective. This word shows that the car is my possession. I own that car. So it is the same I, but when you use it to show who owns the car, we use the word my. Then what about the last one? And what about the fourth sentence? That blue car is mine. That also shows possession. That also shows that that blue car belongs to me. But then it works as a possessive pronoun. Now let's go on to our 7 personal pronouns, and we will see how they change depending on their function in a sentence, depending on their role in a sentence. Are they the object, or are they the subject, or do they show possession? Depending on that, we will see how the 7 personal pronouns change. Now these are your 7 personal pronouns. We start with the first person, which is me, the speaker. If I have to talk about myself, I will say I live in Chennai. If I talk about a group of people in which I am also included, for example, my family, then I will say we live in Chennai. The second one is you, the listener who is watching this video. And the word you is used both in the singular and in the plural sense. Then how will you know the difference? Suppose I am talking to just one person, then I will say, can you please keep quiet? But if I am talking to a room full of students, then I will say, can you all please keep quiet? So this you is used both in singular and plural forms, but then usually you will notice that you follows the plural rules. Let me show you one example. Let us briefly see how you behaves in present tense. He, she, etc. all of them will fall in the eats category, but all of the other pronouns you will see will eat. I eat, we eat, you eat, all of them will eat, and you will see that you follows the plural rules. What if it is present continuous? I am eating and all of that people is eating, but then what do you see? All of them are eating. We are eating, you are eating, they are eating. Now what about has or have? If we are talking about something that they possess, I, we, you, all of them will have a car. Only these people, he, she, it, will fall in the has category. He has a car, she has a car, and so on. Now what will happen in the past tense? In the past tense, you will see all the 7 of them ate. There is no difference at all. And all of them had a car. And what happens in past continuous? All of these people, all the singulars was eating. I was eating, he was eating, she was eating, and all of these people, again, you also falls in the plural sense. All of them were eating. So what do you see? You can be used both as singular and plural, but you will see that it usually follows the plural rules. Then what is the last set that you see? The third person, which is not me, the speaker, which is not you, the listener. It is a third person. Singular will be he, she, it. Plural will be they. Now you have seen the 7 personal pronouns. Then now we will go on to the 4 different forms that each one will take when they change their role in a sentence. Now look at this sentence. It is a very simple sentence. You have a subject, you have an object, and you have a verb. You have a work being done. What if instead of the subject we start putting the pronouns, the personal pronouns one by one? Then what will you have? I saw Ravi, we saw Ravi, you saw Ravi, he, she, it, they, all of them saw Ravi. Now we will put back Sheila in her place. What if we remove Ravi and instead in his place we put all the personal pronouns one by one? What is the difference? Now they are not the subject. They are not the one who is doing the work. The work, they are influenced by the work. Then how will it change? Sheila saw me. Sheila saw us. Sheila saw you. So what do you notice? You is the same whether it is subject or the object. It will also be the same whether it is the subject or the object. It saw me, I saw it. I saw you, you saw me. So you remains the same. Sheila saw him, saw her, saw it, saw them. Now let's move on to possessive adjectives. The car is white. Whose car is white? Who possesses that car? I possess it, then it becomes my car. We possess it, it becomes our car. Your car, his car, her car, its car. Its car doesn't seem right. So because it is human beings that possess a car. I don't think an animal can have it. So let's leave it. Their car is white. Now what do you notice about this? The my and the car, they come together. The car is preceded by the word my. The word my comes just before the car. But what if that is not the case? Then how will your sentence look like? Now here again this word shows possession. That blue car is mine. I possess that car. I own that car. But what do you notice here? Here the word my comes just before the word car. But here that word is like miles apart. Then what do you use? You use the possessive pronouns. And the possessive pronouns are very easy except for my and his. All you have to do is just add an S. That blue car is ours. That blue car is yours. That blue car is hers. But do not add it to his. If you add one more S, then it is the sound that the snake makes. The snake's hiss. We don't want that. So my is mine and his is his. That's all. And all the others, just add an S to it and then we are done. That blue car is mine. That blue car is theirs. And of course, its is not going to happen. So These are the 4 different forms that each pronoun will take. Now we will see a few sentences. I will write down few sentences, look at them and tell me what is wrong. Now look at these questions, all of them are wrong. Let us find out what the mistake is. Look at the first question, this is their pencil. What is it? It is a spelling mistake. There indicates a position or a location. The hospital is there. It shows a position, whereas this word there shows who possesses that pencil. To whom does the pencil belong? So you will not use there. This is the correct answer. Their pencil. That house is mine. What is wrong with it? When will you use the word my? It is the possessive adjective. You will use the word my in this place. My house is clean. My house is big. But then here, the my, this place, whatever is in this place is far away from the word house. So what will you use? That house is mine. John and me are going to the market. What is wrong? Now, just because you have 2 subjects, don't think the rules change. The rules do not change. Just think of me. Will you say me going to the market? No. You will say I am going to the market, because going is the work done. And who is doing the work? The subject is doing the work. And how will you write the subject? It will always be what? I. John and I are going to the markets, because I is your subject pronoun. And remember, whenever you have a proper noun, somebody's name and I, remember the name will come first. You will not write I and John. It is always John and I. Now what is wrong with this? Please give the book to I. Now forget Priya. Even if you don't have Priya, does this make sense? Give the book to I? No. Give the book to me. And again the name will come first. Please give the book to Priya and me. Now let us see what is the difference between the underlined words in the first 3 sentences. We will start with the word who. It is a questioning word, an interrogative word, and when you ask this question, your answer should be a person or an animal. For example, it cannot be a place. You cannot ask who is this and get an answer, this is a house. So this is a questioning word. Its answer will be a person or an animal. And the next word we see is whose. Now whose is the possessive form of who. Whose pencil, whose car, whose daughter, whose book. So whenever you see the word whose, it should be immediately followed by something, some solid thing, a car, a pencil, a house, a school. So whose has to be followed by a noun. Now our third word is whose. It is who with an apostrophe s. It is a shortened form of who is or who has. Who is the manager? Who is the driver? Or who has been eating my food? So whose is a short form of who is or who has. Now look at this. Who's the manager? What is wrong? If you see whose, it has to be immediately followed with something solid. Whose friend, whose pen, whose car. You don't see that. So what is the correct answer? Who is the manager. It is a shortened form. It should actually be who is the manager. And who car is this? What is wrong? Car belongs to who? That is what we are asking. So the answer is whose car is this? Whose pen is missing? So how do you actually read this? Who is pen is missing. Is that how we say that? No. Whose pen is missing. Now look at the 4th question. There was a happy marriage. What is there? It is a possessive adjective. That means immediately after there should be something. Their car or their pen. In this case, marriage. If I have to use there, then what is the correct way of saying it? Their marriage was a happy one. But then here what do you see? Marriage is not next to it. It is miles apart. So then what will you write? Theirs was a happy marriage. He was a friend of them. What is wrong? Them is what? It is an object pronoun. But what do we need? He was a friend of. If we had to write it here, then we will write it as their friend. But then our blank space is at the other end. So we will write he was a friend of theirs. Now these are the answers. Before I go to the next set of questions, let me share something interesting with you. We often use the two words wedding and marriage in the same sense, but they are different. Wedding is actually a ceremony. Biryani vachu mama machan ellariyum kooptu, all of that is wedding. Wedding is a ceremony, the rituals, the occasion that is celebrated. But what happens after is the marriage. You do not attend a marriage, you attend a wedding. And what do you wish them? You wish them a happy married life. Because marriage is what follows after the married life of two people. Wedding is just that ceremony. Now for the last set of questions. Now this apostrophe S is a very shortened way of saying it is or it has, like it is very expensive or it has been a long time since I met you. So this apostrophe S with any pronoun means it is or it has. So we cannot say it is tail is long, right? So what is the correct answer? Its tail is long. It's cold outside. What is wrong there? It is used as a possessive adjective or a possessive pronoun. Next to this it's, you should have something solid like its tail or its head. Then what is the mistake? There should be an apostrophe S, which means that it is cold outside. Is this pencil your? What is wrong there? Something shows possession. It cannot be your. When will we use the word your? In this space. Your pencil is blue. When the word comes here, when your pronoun comes here, then you use your. But it is not coming here. It is coming at the other part of the sentence. So the correct word is this pencil yours? Now that's all for today. Today we just concentrated on English grammar. Inshallah in the next class we will transfer the same concept to Hindi. We will take Hindi pronouns, which we call the sarvanam, and we will take the jativachak sangya, which is what the common nouns, and we will see how they change depending on whether they are the subject or they are the object. We will see how the pronouns change in Hindi. The concept, of course, it is same, but the words will be different. But that is for another day. Till then, you take care. Assalamu alaikum.